Morning. No car chat today because I left my window mount here last night. So, and a nice peaceful drive without you lot. Today's job, 11th of January, is get all of these tangerines zested and infuse it in some rum. And you get 3 fermentations on. I bailed out yesterday. I was so cold and I had some other stuff that I could do at home. So I went and did that instead because I can. Because beauty of being your own boss. So yeah, gonna crack on with this, and then I've got another like 30 orders to send out today, so that's really cool. A few more of these just single samples, but it's all good. It's all good. I want to get product in people's hands so they can see how good it is, and then order some proper stuff. So yeah, it's kind of going to get the water on boiling for the fermentations. I will check back in a second. So yeah, I don't know if I said just then, but it is 5.7 degrees in here today. It's just ridiculous. Got my little heater on. So yeah, I'm just going to try and get this done and then get in the office and do some work. I did that Facebook ads course the other day, and the ads are kind of coming up now. And so you do like 3 days just trying to get people to see your stuff, bit of retargeting, and then today I will stop the lead ads and then start a sales campaign, basically targeting those people who Facebook feel are ready to order. So fingers crossed, I'm going to get a slightly bigger budget on it. So fingers crossed we land at least a sale a day. But yeah, let's see. So it was really interesting. Like another thing, like, you know, I keep talking about learning lots in this process, but like it's not just about making the product, but it's also learning about how to market and sell this. I mean, I wish I knew what I know now when I had the restaurant, because I think, you know, we could have potentially eked it out a little bit. But anyway, c'est la vie. Quite like being on my own, like fucking moody stuff or anything like that to deal with. It's great. So yeah, but I'm excited to see kind of how all this works out with these adverts, because yeah, had a fairly big order last night, like two large bottles. That's a big order for me at the moment. And I'm going to try and look at the data and see kind of where they came from. It'd be nice to think that they came from some of these ads that are running. So yeah, we'll see. And I realised that the last video that I did, actually, I'm just going to check the audio and make sure this is recording. Right, quick little check on the old audio there, because I'm a bit further away from the camera today to try and get me in it. So it's all good. So the last video I posted last year, I mean, it must have been July, and we're still waiting for HMRC to grant the license, and I was freaking out because he was asking loads of questions around like my experience in distilling and stupid idea. And like what demand do I have for the product and shit like this, and I was freaking out. Like, obviously we had this still on order. It's just like this can't happen. Like, anyway, turns out wasn't an issue at all. I did get a few people to send kind of emails and letters that I passed on to him, you know, showing an interest. And yeah, my lack of experience in distilling wasn't apparently an issue, because he came out for a site visit with another guy, and I think, you know, they were kind of reassured that there wasn't just some random guy, but you could see that I had set it up well and I had all my systems in place already, and you know, I wasn't some joker. I'm just trying to make some booze. So he left very happy. He said that, you know, it's not his final decision, but his report will obviously affect it, and he's, you know, no issues for him whatsoever. So it was good. So yeah, we waited a few more weeks and finally got the green light in August or something like that. So then I had an end date for the process, because they have to do it within a certain window. So I started a load of fermentations the week before, and then as soon as I had that green light, I was rocking and rolling, and I started producing the first kind of test batches, which were very nice. People bought, which was really nice. It's hard work for a while. Yeah, so we rattled through a load of test batches, different, you know, basically nail the white rum and then get the flavours for the rest of them sorted out as well. And then the still was supposed to arrive, it's like mid-September, early September, I can't remember now. And it was delayed like a month and a half. because they were waiting on parts from their suppliers. So I went full production with the mini stills in September and started trying to get some of these samples out in samples. And yeah, the still arrived sometime in October. I can't remember. It nearly didn't arrive because the guy turned up with it on the lorry, and although I'd said that we don't have a forklift, he was expecting a forklift. They basically pinned it in with other stuff. So then we tried to jiggle his other deliveries around. Majestic, a fucking shithole wine store, refused their delivery because they wanted it the next day, which meant that we couldn't access mine. So he had to basically go and do a couple of deliveries, go to a local depot and use their forklift to move stuff around and then come back. And then between us with our two sets of pallet trucks, we managed to get it in. It came in this whacking great wooden crate, like super secure, but a real pain in the ass to get out. And then I think the boiler's probably like 300 kilos, and I had to basically get it off this platform on my own. And most professional setups have a forklift and they have ropes and stuff, and they can, like, there's a hook system on the still that you can just loop it around and lift it with the forklift, but I don't have that. So that was really fun. But anyway, I got it in. That's the most important thing. And now she is rocking and rolling, producing some delicious rums. I couldn't be happier. I do understand now why some people refer to like a stripping still and a cutting still, because obviously I get like 200 litres of fermentation, but then that only gives me 60 litres of low wines after that first run. So it makes sense that you have a big still for stripping and then lead that into a smaller still for cutting. But I mean, I don't have the luxury to do that. So just cracking on. Basically, I do 2 stripping runs, collect the low wines from both, and then combine that into the cutting one, which seems to work okay. And obviously, one day I want to get a bigger still, but like I think I could get. So that's 250 that we've got now. So if I get like 1,000 litre still, use that for stripping, and then basically feed whatever comes out of that straight into Evelyn, yeah, and use Evelyn as the cutting still. So like Evelyn was 20 grand, so 1,000 litre still. I think it's about 60, basic. And I want different stuff on it. Now I want like an agitator. It basically mixes the liquid inside so that I can play with some whiskey ideas and distill on the grain, because you just get better flavour that way. And obviously the pineapple distillate that I'm thinking about, which actually be good. So I blitzed up a pineapple last night at home, skin, took the fronds off it. Yeah, everything else chopped up and went in the food processor. So my plan today is to strain that out, see what liquid I get, see what sugar density there is in there. I'm going to do some research into various enzymes that I can add to it to kind of break it down even further and fill out even more liquid, because I know that I've watched some videos on making bourbon, and there's enzymes that you can put in to really break down those cool starches and things like that and get all the good stuff out. So I'm going to do that. I think it's a really cool idea. And that's not going to be enough for me to ferment and distill, even in the little ones. It may be that I have to add maybe a little brown sugar syrup to it, just to give it a little something extra to eat and produce some alcohol. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to have 3 fermentations going today, so I don't have my little Bluetooth thing available to monitor the fermentation anyway for a week. So just I'll see what happens. I could calculate it. I've got some dry yeast. I might just, if there's enough sugar in there, I want like a gravity of like 1.1. If there's enough sugar in there, then I will maybe use some dry yeast. Just chuck it in and see what happens. 2 more, look at this. Ball leg wishes. But the good thing is it smells absolutely delicious. So yeah, what else has happened since last summer? Oh, a lot. We nearly lost the pallet, a ton pallet of glass off of that delivery lorry, because again they didn't tell him that we didn't have a forklift, so he was whining that his tail lift on his lorry wouldn't be able to take it, and he got it on at one point and just tipped. Wow. I got under it, kind of did my best to push it and keep it up, and then we just got the tail lift down. But I mean, that could have been a very costly fuck up for the delivery company, although as with everything with fucked ups, I'm sure I would have had to have paid coming for it. So that's the way it goes. Everything is out there to fuck the little man over. And I don't just mean my height. Right, that's my tangerine zest done. So I'm going to weigh that, see what I've got, and then add it to some distillate. 200 grams. And I'm normally doing like 10% to the distillate, so that would go into 2 litres of distillate, but fucking hell. It means I'm just going to get hardly anything. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change the recipe. I'm going to double the distillate. So I'm going to do like 4 litres to 200 and give it twice as long to infuse. I will taste it tomorrow because it might be great tomorrow. You never know. So let's get some distillate on it. Bucket. Good thing about buckets and molasses is I've got buckets coming out my arse at the moment. It's great. I've got a big barrel of distillate here. So let's go for that. Litres. I wish you could smell how good a barrel of 75% alcohol is. God, it's delicious. It's 2. I mean, that would make fuck all. Keep saying it. I think this tangerine's going to be the one at the moment. Gonna take over. Pineapple is obviously super popular, but I think tangerine is going to take its post in some point. Right, let's do. Let's wash the old ding dong with this jug. Beautiful. So you've got some good ideas this guy. Let's grab the old Maurice. One thing I learned at dinner after being bollocked enough times was you always get a Maurice, but you always give everything a scrape. There's so many idea on that plate. I remember making the meat fruit once and we piped it into all the molds. And this is like the foie gras parfait, which is just like 500 quid a batch. And the sous chef found the container and it hadn't been scraped out and he fucking chewed my arse out for it. Which is absolutely right. Never did that again. Always got a Maurice in it. There's no time to put a Maurice in something, like no excuse. Right, lid on, that's going to stay there now for 24 hours and we'll have taste. So another little thing I put on yesterday for the pineapple rum. I've got loads of the caramel ready. It's in the freezer. But this is the Olean. So it's normally pineapple skins and brown sugar that you just basically mix every day and it takes about a week and it just breaks down everything and becomes this real juicy syrup. But because I don't need the roasted pineapples, I didn't want to like skin a load of pineapples just for the skin and waste the flesh, so I put the flesh in as well because it's full of flavour, it's full of juice. So I'm just going to mash this up. Thought I had bought my potato masher from home to help with this, but I haven't. Give you little butchers in here. I haven't been drinking, honest. There you go. So yeah, it's kind of working its magic, doing its thing, making that little syrup. It is of course delicious, and this may be the way I do it in the future. Yeah, do the skins because I don't want them to go to waste, but then also maybe throw in like a pineapple for flesh. Anyone would think I've got a bit of a thing for pineapples. I do, I love it. So, stir that again tomorrow. Right, let's get this gear straining. So I've actually got some cold brew coffee filter bags from Aaron Espresso Lounge. These aren't very fine, but they kind of catch the majority of like the coffee. So I tend to just break them open, that one really badly, and then just stick it in a sieve. And it'd be better to hang it and all that. I mean, obviously this is small scale. If this works, then I'm gonna have to think of something else. So it's kind of formed a little crust on top of these great. Found a spoon in the corner, just pull it back, reveal any liquid. Is there liquid? Yeah, it's definitely liquid. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here's the magic. So I'm gonna let all of that come in because it needs to just strain. Yeah, wow, there's not huge amount of anything in there. It'd help if I had a bigger, like chinois kind of sieve. But it is what it is. It's my favourite saying these days, is what it is. It's probably thanks to Siobhan, my counsellor, teaching me not to stress. Definitely not left-handed, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing. A little, yep, smells like pineapple. That's a good sign. So my thinking is to go, well, as they're down the road, they do these massive pineapples. And if this is a viable thing, shit, see now I'm leaking out the sides. And you get all that up away from the edge and you whip over. Yeah, if this is viable, then I'm just going to go to Asda and see if I can speak to a manager about what they do with their old pineapples that they don't sell. Because they will be like super ripe, super sweet, and just what I need. So let's see. It's going to be that guy that needs pressing, isn't it? That's, you know, yeah, I need a better like straining solution. These bags aren't like super strong. Aaron said like don't try and lift it when it's full of coffee. And I have ripped a few. Just got to be careful. 200 and switch it to a fresh because I'm impatient and I want to test it. So I get the same device that I use for my alcohol, and I can use it for density. So I saw that for the old pineapple ding dong. Come on. Be good, 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 be good. Okay, 1.05, so I'm about 0.5 lost 1.1. But the rum tends to drop by about 0.5. Ah, now we're leaking. This. So the rum drops by 0.5, which gives me about 8%. So if I can get that to ferment dry, then I could probably get 8%. I think about this. Right, come with me, and we're going to get these fermentations going. So these are little dingly dangly dongle things that transmit the temperature and the density to a Google Sheet via a phone, so I can see kind of how much alcohol is being produced. And don't tell anybody my trade secret. I use baker's yeast, could use rum yeast, could use distiller's yeast. Rum yeast is just distiller's yeast but packaged differently and priced differently, and I'm going to use my baker's yeast because it works and it's nice. So yeah, I'm going to pop you up here, hopefully not too far from the action. So these have already got 12 kilos of brown sugar in. Check the old angle. So yeah, sugar in the barrels already. I've got pan on here. Beautiful. Yeah, this is it. I don't have a fancy tank to heat the water, so this is going to take a long time. But it steers on turning off because of the thinking about. That's all right. Panic over. So water weighs a litre of water is a kilo. So I mean 12 kilos, 12 litres, so there we go. Chinese facial at the same time, always good. It's too loud. So then pan over the old umari, top it up. Well, that's topping up from a stirring stick. And probably can't hear me because that's September points there up. So this is just a sugar syrup. Simple, 50-50. In the recipe that I kind of based my recipe off, they added it in after 2 days of fermentation. And the first time I did that here, it just erupted. I did not see it 2 hours. I just went everywhere. I'm not joking. I don't see why it can't go in like this. Because now I'm really hot base. So just going to get that in the mix, get all that dissolved as much. What should all go out? Another pan to boil for the next one. And then because I don't like standing there filling up while that stove's not working, I'm going to get a bucket to pre-fill the next lot, and then molasses can go in that one. So molasses comes in these big 25 kilo buckets. It's an absolute shit to work with. As you're going to see, it's basically treacle. This one seems to have leaked a little, but basically you're going to pour this in and scrape a stain of that. And then big splosh, and yeah, basically like a massive turd hitting the pan. And another reason for doing the syrup I found is that it now loosens the molasses off. It is thick. Look at it. I just scrape the barrel. It doesn't help that it's bucking like 5 degrees. It's kind of hoping the steam would ease it off a bit, but it doesn't really. Oh God, this is the worst, dude. And the thing is, it gets everywhere. Like, it'll be on my trousers in a minute. Guaranteed. Just magically. Right, this to the ball ache. So what I'm going to do is, so normally I pretty much scrape it all out, and then I'll use the hot water later in the bucket to basically wash it all out and get it in. So I know it's all in there, but I'm just going to do that with a bit more in the bucket still. If you don't worry, squeak, ding dong. Back with my stirring stick. Super step. Good job. Did a push session in the gym this morning, so my arms are tired. Wow. This is we'll say. It's a lot easier in the summer. But smells good though. Kind of like licorice, treacle, good chill. It's going to get looser and looser. Look at that. Is it fucking boiling water? Come on, boss. Well, I'm all the molasses in this barrel. And so we have one, so that's boiled. I know some distilleries have like big tanks that just hold like water at whatever temperature they need it one day. But this is me. This is going to be like 2 hours now. Just heating water, adding it in. We're going to go and fire up the spreadsheet and record every fermentation into distillation. Push as well. And importantly, just give it its bucket. Bucket is to that one. Actually get it out of another bucket there. And then I can go there and I'll have another bucket there. If there's no acid on the floor, then I'll wash my hands. You probably can't see me. Just like I couldn't see that woman on the zebra crossing because it's so dark. This battery on this camera is fucking useless. Tried videoing some more of the fermentation process earlier and let's turn it back on after the last bit and it was dead. So anyway, it took me nearly all day, but I got the 3 fermentations on. I've got into a habit, if I can, of doing the fermentations when I do the first distillation. and then I can use the water coming off the condenser, A, to save water, and B, to have basically like warm water, because when the distillery's 5 degrees, cold water is really fucking cold, and it takes a long time to warm up in a 15. So yeah, but we got there. Had another 26 orders to go out today, but Royal Mail is supposed to turn up by 4:15 to collect. It's now 4:45, and I'm heading home. They are literally fucking useless, but they are the best of a terrible bunch. All through the pandemic, when we were posting out wine and cocktails and all that food, we couldn't find a single courier that A, delivered the product that you were paying for, as in delivering the product in the timescales that they say that they will. Which, interestingly, when you kick off, they say, we don't guarantee it. Like Royal Mail took a month to deliver a tracked 48 parcel just before Christmas. A month, but it should be done in 48 hours. But because I didn't pay the extra £5 to have it guaranteed special delivery, I couldn't contest it. So they attempted to deliver it, and then they just left it in their depot. Didn't bother trying again. Yeah, it's no wonder Royal Mail are on their fucking arse. They just are useless. And obviously with this postmaster thing going on now, they're just a joke. But yeah, they're the most affordable. £2.52 for 48-hour delivery, supposedly 48 hours. I could go to like DPD, but they're quite a bit more expensive, and I'm not going to pay it. I have to pass it on to the customer. Only when they spend a certain amount of money will I absorb that magically. I'd love to do free shipping all the time, but it's just not something we can afford right now. But yeah, it's just so frustrating. So frustrating. So yeah, anyway, I'm freezing my ass off. I've done as much as I can in the office today to stay warm with the radiator in there, but no wonder I'm getting ill, really. Just constantly cold. I need to get some winter boots, thick socks, thermals, something. I don't know. Got to figure it out, because it's not good being this cold all day long. So what have I done today then? Tangerines infusing. I got just under a litre of pineapple juice out of that pineapple. Then I was just looking at it and smelling it, and I haven't tasted it yet because no point, because I can't taste the thing. But I was like, this is just pineapple juice, so I might just try and find a really good pineapple juice and test the gravity of that, and then just buy the pineapple juice, cut out the middleman. I would absolutely love to use some slightly past their best fruits and do it all. But yeah, today I'll have a little play. I'm gonna do some research tonight on some quality pineapple juice, get hold of some, see if we can just get some just pure pineapple juice, no concentrate, no additives, no nothing, because some products have sulfur added to them, which screws up the fermentation. So not ideal. As much else really happened today. Tell you what, having two cars that are totally different is fucking tricky. But oh hello, music's coming back. The brake pedal on the Tesla isn't very sharp, because obviously you've got the regen braking, so you should take your foot off the accelerator, whereas the brake pedal in this one, the little Skoda, is very responsive. Right, I'm gonna turn this light off because I'm pretty sure it's not allowed, and go get the boys from nursery. Hopefully have a nice night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.